up your engine! Today, I'm going to talk about this 2012 Kia Optima Hybrid and why you should never, ever buy one of these piles of junk. To begin with, this thing cost $500 more than a Toyota Prius back in 2012. Yet, the Prius gets 51 city, 48 highway miles per gallon. This thing gets 34 city, 39 highway. Why would you pay $500 more for this thing versus a much better made Toyota Prius that gets much better gas mileage and doesn't have problems? Because as we look under the hood, this baby has the 4-cylinder engine, which was recalled because they didn't build the engines right and they blow up. Now, my customer bought this thing used. It's on its second engine. The first engine, yeah, did blow up. And here's the problem with that. They have their warranties. They said they put another engine in. Maybe they did. But if they did, it's just a used junkyard engine. This isn't a brand new engine. So what did they do? They replaced a known problem engine with a used known problem engine. Not that smart of a fix. I bet customers have been through 2 more engines because they're just putting used junk in. And I've also seen people that, oh, the Kia dealer said they'll fix the engine. They said they fixed the engine, then they got it back, and they drive it around, and then the oil gets low fast again because it's burning oil. They didn't fix it right either. A lot of these places, they don't know how to rebuild engines. They don't have mechanics that are really any good at it, do haphazard work. That's why, if you go to a lot of honest dealers, they'll tell you, we will not rebuild an engine. We will install a rebuilt engine from a factory, but we don't fix them ourselves. Because 1, the guys aren't skilled enough. 2, they don't have the equipment, they don't have a full machine shop, and 3, the parts to rebuild a modern engine cost so much money, it's often cost prohibitive. Hence, if your engine goes and it's under warranty, they'll often put a junkyard used engine in. I got friends in the junkyard business, and they're always whining at me that, oh man, it costs us more and more to buy these wrecked cars because the value is going up. We used to get them for $500, now we got to pay $5,000 or more. So I say, how do you make money then? And they said, Scotty, on the late model ones, as soon as we get them in, we automatically pull the engines and transmissions, and we got lists of dealers. We sell them to them and they use them for warranty work. So in this case, a known flawed engine, they built them wrong. Metal filings went in and ruined the original engine. What's it replaced with? Another known bad designed engine from a junkyard. Who knows how long this thing's gonna last? The very fact that this gets horrible gas mileage compared to the Toyota Prius, yet costs $500 more, would say to me, why would any fool buy this car in the first place? And to top it all off, when the hybrid battery goes bad on this one, since it's a Kia, it's like $8,900 if you're gonna replace it with a new one. And if you listen to old Scotty and you think you're going to buy one of these and put in a remanufactured battery, you're lucky if you get a year or 2 use out of them. If they recondition them, they replace some of the cells. Let's say it's 10, 12 years old. They replace 20, 30% of the cells. 70% of them are still old, worn out. They're going to go bad too. Stupid idea. And just because it's a Kia, that battery costs a lot of money. It actually costs more than the Toyota Prius battery does, even though it doesn't work as well. I do have to say, it amazes me that anybody even bought this car. Now, my customer bought it used, so they paid a lot less than the original $25,000 sticker price. But then again, the engine blew up. And under the warranty, yeah, it was replaced, but what, by a used engine? I'm assuming it's a used engine. Maybe they didn't even do anything. I don't know. They just came to me for the first time, so I can't say exactly what's happened. I just know that the engine that's in it now is an old engine. It's not brand new. It's probably from a junkyard, or it might even be the original one, because it does burn some oil. And as you can see, it's not exactly quality. Everything's plastic. The radiator, the intake manifold, the valve cover gasket. Plastic is everywhere. It's a cheaply made car. These guys at Kia can talk all they want about quality. This proves their lack of quality. And engines that go out because they didn't build them right. They blamed it on some machine in their factory. Well, yeah, it's the machine's fault, right? It's the people that run the factory that have crappy machines, don't do quality control, don't check them out, and then sell these crappers to the public. And like I said, they sold them for more than a Toyota Prius, a quality-made vehicle. It just does not make sense. Now, it is a modern car, so when you look inside, it's got little cute little chrome pieces. It looks nice, you know. It's got the little light system here and a reasonable back seat. But when the engine blows up, why, oh why, would anybody buy one of these things? Well, a year after this was made, 2013, Kia and Hyundai, which are basically the same company, they got so many intertwining deals going on, you might as well say Kia and Hyundai are the same company. They sold like 9,200 of them. That's not that many cars. They're not popular. People aren't that stupid. To compare that, in 2013, Toyota sold 234,000 Priuses. Just tells you. These, they didn't sell well. I'm amazed they sold at all. Cost more, worse gas mileage. The engines blew up. Could you ask for anything less in a vehicle? And here's where you want to listen to guys like me and do your own research. Don't listen to the advertising hype. Oh, the Kias, they're better made now. They're great cars, blah, 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 blah. That's like 1 year ago when Cadillac had all these ads say their quality's better now. I went to a Cadillac dealer and the women there at the parts department that were taking my check said, oh, but Scotty, you know, Cadillacs, they're made well now. And I said, what do you drive? Well, one drove a Toyota, the other one drove a Honda. All hype. Do not listen to advertising hype. It's a bunch of baloney. Listen to guys like me. Do your own research. All you gotta do is look at the recalls for these. Say they had engine problems, run away. When they have engine problems, do not buy the vehicle, especially an engine problem like this, where the engines actually lock up and stop running and are destroyed and you gotta replace them or rebuild them. Hardly anybody knows how to rebuild them correctly, or the guys that know how to rebuild them, the customers won't pay what it costs because the parts for these things cost a fortune. Like, you can't buy a new head for Japanese or Korean cars. You gotta buy piece by piece by piece. So by the time you buy all the pieces, the cams, the head, the valves and all that, it's a small fortune. Nobody wants to spend it, so it's never rebuilt correctly. And this poor soul now has one where an engine blew up and it was replaced with some junkyard engine at best. I don't know if they even replaced it. I didn't see them do the work. I just know this isn't a new engine, it's an old engine. So at best, it's from a junkyard. That isn't what belongs on it. Who knows what engine they put in. At least I got it running. And as you can see now when I start it up, the hybrid energy's working. You can see the engine's now charging the battery. Before it wasn't charging at all. All the idiot lights off. So at least for now, with 146,000 miles, it's working. You did hear it shut off, but that's what these electric cars. Watch what happens when I step on the gas. Then it starts back up and shows that the engine is charging the battery because the battery's low from the belt falling off. How much it costs new, what poor gas mileage it gets for a hybrid, how the engine had to be replaced. Definitely run away from a Kia Optima hybrid. Do not buy one. You're throwing your money away, and then like this, you're gonna have to throw even more money away when the engine breaks, when all the electronics start to go out. This battery's already starting to get weak. I've tested it. It's on its way out too. If you do want to get a hybrid, get yourself a Prius. They're 5 times these things. Get better gas mileage, batteries last longer. They don't have engines that blow up in them out of nowhere. They're pretty dependable engines. Stay away from these Kia hybrids. Not a wise decision. So now you know the truth about this Kia Optima hybrid and why you should run away from one if you're ever thinking about purchasing one. And here's some bonus questions and answers. Jacob 8197 says, Scotty, I'm looking to buy a 2008 4Runner Limited, 125,000 miles. Clean car, dealer wants 12. I'm going to talk him down to 11. What do you think? All right. 1, don't ever buy a vehicle like that at a dealer. They always charge too much money. That's just how it goes. 12 grand is way too much, but it's a 4Runner. Everybody wants a 4Runner. Here's the weird thing. I had a customer a couple months ago bought a used Sequoia. He didn't want a big Sequoia, but he couldn't find any 4Runners in his price range. He was able to find a Sequoia that was much cheaper, and he bought it, and it was a good car. But he couldn't find a 4Runner in a price range he wanted to spend because everybody wants too much money for him. And 12 grand is way too much. So is 11, really. But if you really want the vehicle, I mean, they got you by the short and curlies because there's only so many of them out there. Everybody likes them. And if they can absolutely positively prove it only has 125,000 miles on it, pay whatever you want if you like it, because it's going to be hard to find another one that's, 13 years old and only has 125,000 miles on it. So you might just have to bite the bullet and pay that. But really, don't look at cars at a dealer. They always charge too much money for them. They got too much overhead. So if you never want to miss another one of my new car repair videos, remember to ring that bell.